You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, YNR fans, I've got your 2-week spoilers from Monday, August 29th, all the way through Friday, August 9th, as Victor and Nikki double down and really play dirty to get what they want. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we are going to dive into all these juicy spoilers. If you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. Let's jump right in with the action coming Monday, July 29th. There is trouble at Crimson Lights as Billy is comparing notes with Sally. They think something weird is going on with Chelsea and Adam, and they want all four of them to sit down and figure it out. At the same time, they're talking. Chelsea and Adam get great news from Connor's therapist that he can come home to Genoa City and start outpatient therapy. They're ready to go get him. They are on cloud 9, and then they run into Sally and Billy, and everything hits the fan. And Billy and Sally are not willing to wait to hash this out. They want to talk about it before the two get on the private jet to go get Connor. Meanwhile, Sharon is in the worst possible state. She is haunted again by Ghost Cassie, and then she goes over to Society to pick up takeout that she's not going to eat, and she runs into Daniel Romalotti, and they start talking ancient history. If you don't remember, the reason Cassie died for her own choices, but she was only 14. Daniel was a couple of years older, 16-year-old, drunk at a party that Cassie had snuck out to go to. She had a crush on Daniel. She saw him drunk. She decided to drive him home in his car, even though she'd never driven. They had a horrible car crash, and she ended up dying as a result of her injuries. So it is still hard, even after all these many years, for Sharon and Daniel to share FaceTime. And Daniel tells Sharon, you know, if you need to vent at somebody, vent at me. The same day, Faith and Nick are having a talk about Sharon just seeming really out of it, checked out. She's not eating. She's not working. They're not sure if she's taking her meds, but I don't know if they are realizing just how bad it is quite yet. Sharon later runs into them in the park and insists she's fine and her medication's okay. Don't worry about me. Lucy runs into Daniel and tells them that she knows about Cassie's crash because she looked it up online and noted that she is the same age that Cassie was when she died. That seems like a terrible omen of something bad happening to her, especially given her similar fixation on older teens, just like Cassie had. Tuesday, July 30th, Diane is more than happy to put Audra in her place, and it looks like that's going to happen the same day that her husband Jack Abbott loses it on Kyle, calling him disrespectful, saying he raised him better. And you can bet that no matter how this conversation goes, Jack is only going to further infuriate Kyle, especially since he's chewing out his son in public at the GCAC in front of his co-CEO Audra and his mom, who just fired him, even though Diane feels bad about it, still frustrated, but they still feel like they did the right thing. And Chelsea checks in with Adam in the midst of this coming confrontation with Billy and Sally. She wants to make sure that they have their stories aligned so that they can keep lying, but it doesn't look like Billy's going to take those lies at face value, and Chelsea is going to freak out and everything is going to explode soon. Wednesday, July 31st, Sharon makes a confession to Nick. Maybe it's about seeing Ghost Cassie. Maybe it's about hallucinating that she was kissing him. What I really hope she tells him is that her medication isn't right. She hasn't been taking it because she hasn't been feeling good, and he can get her the help she needs. But based on spoilers for later this week, it doesn't look like that's the way it's going to go. Victor is concerned about his moves to acquire Chancellor. He's got Mamie's shares, but this is going to be a little bit of a fight. He's expecting Jill to push back. We'll see. But he tells Nick that he has larger concerns about Lily and where her loyalties lie. Is it with Chancellor? Is it with Jill? Is it possibly with Billy? Because Billy is a big obstacle to Victor getting what he wants. Meanwhile, Devon decides he wants to test Lily, and I don't think she's going to appreciate that at all. Thursday, August 1st. Speaking of Lily, she is annoyed when Billy is again crossing lines. Now, maybe he comes into work hot under the collar because of this confrontation with Adam, with Chelsea, with Sally, because obviously the truth is going to come out soon and it's going to be ugly. And when Billy is upset, things carry over into other areas of his life. Summer has a big decision she's considering. Chancellor weighs in, gives her a little bit of advice. I don't think that Phyllis is giving Summer very good advice where it comes to Kyle and a custody battle that didn't need to be fought. So far, I'm seeing it fought over nothing. Summer filed suit because Kyle was going to take their son on a 1-week business trip, and she's upset because she and Phyllis have decided he's sleeping with Audra, which he's not, and Summer is further upset because Kyle and Harrison are going to move out of the Abbott mansion as adults do and move out of home. I think all of Summer's custody accusations she brought to court are groundless. Whether or not she has rights or not, this all seems very frivolous, and I can't believe that they're having a judge sign off for it, but it's obviously manufactured soap drama. Devon is playing his cards close to the vest as he's pushing various buttons at the office. We'll see how that goes. Friday, August 2nd, Sharon gets a very rude awakening. Bless her heart. Plus, I would just really like to see some of these too many mental health stories wind up. I don't mind Sharon taking center stage if they're going to pull Connor out of this, but is this what we have now? Are we constantly going to have more than one mental health storyline on the forefront? It seems very strange to me. A lot of comments here on the channel and on Soap social media reflect that. I don't understand what Josh is up to in the writer's room. Maybe just throwing darts at the board. Victor and Nikki get busy conspiring and strategizing by the end of next week because they need to take down Billy. They need him out of the way so they can get Chancellor. Plus, he might be a big problem for Adam soon, which Nikki won't care about, but Victor will. All right, the week of August 5th through 9th, Summer is in a position where she either has to decide if she's going to keep pushing this custody battle, keep pushing Kyle to extremes, or if she's going to back a little off the throttle, play nice about Harrison, but it may be too late to stop the madness, especially with Phyllis in her ear. Hopefully, Chance the prior week is the voice of reason and Summer will dial it back. Sharon's spiral deepens and the family's concern grows. I hope they do realize soon she's off the meds if she hasn't confessed it to them. And with all this focus on Cassie and appearances of Ghost Cassie, is there trouble ahead for Daniel and Lucy? Nikki and Victor's plan to get Chancellor may involve wooing Lily to their side. And if Billy's aggravating her and Devon is aggravating her, she might be ripe for the plucking. Major fallout as Chelsea seems to crack under pressure and that dirty Baltimore hookup secret is out. Connor is home very soon, but is he going to have another spiral if he comes home to find Adam and Chelsea in chaos and that his parents have been dumped by their partners and there's no stability there for him? Because he was very attached to Billy. He was getting to know Sally. So this would be a lot of upheaval for a kid who's just getting his feet under him. Lucy amps up her attention-seeking behavior where Faith Newman is concerned. And Jack and Diane are at their wits' end with Kyle, who may turn to Victor for mentorship in the wake of his dad's exploding at him. Those are all of our 2-week spoilers. Drop your comments. Come back soon. Subscribe if you haven't. And as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.